Hey, good evening. Tonight we are going to be doing some missions, and with everything that's been going on with Kickstarter and everything else, I want to talk about that. There was the whole thing with the Vulture, which is a ship that looks pretty much almost identical to the Venture. The Vulture is Star Citizen's ship. It is a salvaging ship and looks just about identical to EVE Online's Venture, which salvages and mines. And so we're going to discuss that. And while all this kind of played out, it really made me think a lot about the whole Kickstarter stuff. And it's just, I find it crazy the amount of money that people spend on stuff like that. Now, I was a beta tester, alpha tester I guess it was, for them. I got approved a long time ago, and was really kind of sad because I was all excited about it. I remember the game that it's based off of from the 90s, and I was all excited when I heard about it, and I got approved for the alpha, and I remember getting the notification that I was set to play. And so I made sure that I downloaded the installer, and I went ahead and updated everything. I logged in, I'm running around, I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And went to my hangar, and I'm like, alright, so there's no ship in there. So I'm checking all my options, trying to figure out what can I do to get my ship. And so I go and start looking things up, and I realize that I can't. I have to purchase a ship. And I mean, I was just in shock. The minimum that you could pay for a ship, the bare bones minimum ship, was $20. And I mean, you might say, $20, that's nothing. And in all honesty, it really wasn't. But why should I have to pay to alpha test a game that's already being crowdfunded, and crowdfunded very well? Why, when I'm doing something for them, helping them test their product, finding bugs, reporting bugs, why on earth should I have to pay them? I mean, I don't know. I just find that just incredible. And needless to say, I didn't do it. I'm like, there's, I don't need to play that bad. And if they're going to charge me for this now, what are they going to charge me later? Are they going to continue to charge me for different aspects of the game while I'm testing it? And that's pretty much the way everything has gone down. The Vulture ship that they were advertising, $120. $120. I mean, that is just ridiculous, especially for alpha testing. And I started looking through Star Citizen because I haven't been there in years, and started noticing the prices on all of these ships, and I'm like, you're kidding me. I'm like, that is just absolutely ridiculous. And it really makes me wonder, You know, is Star Citizen ever gonna be a game? Will people ever be able to play it? Because it was supposed to be released 4 years ago. And from what I understand, it's an entirely different game and stuff than originally planned. And, you know, I mean, I think it was 2012, 2013 that it originally was crowdsourced. And, I mean, that is a long time, and they're still in alpha. And, I mean, that is just ridiculous. I mean, in all honesty, it's totally ridiculous. So feel free if you have any questions or anything. I also started looking into some other different games and stuff. I know I actually was a, I guess, patron, I don't know what they call it, for Shroud of the Avatar. Now, that's by Richard Garriott, the father of the Ultima universe, including Ultima Online, and I was excited when I saw that. You know, I'm like, alright, you know, this is going to be great. I absolutely was excited, and I kicked in, I think it was $35. And you know, the game wasn't anything that I thought it was going to be. Now, they got nowhere near the funds that Star Citizen has gotten. Just nowhere near it. So that's, you know, it's not a bad thing. You know, they didn't have, I think the last I saw was $177 million that was raised for Star Citizen. $177 million. I mean, that is just ridiculous. And you can't tell me with that kind of money that you couldn't have had that game out by now. I mean, it's crazy. Now, Shroud of the Avatar, they have a big in-game store too. Now, their prices don't seem to be anywhere as bad as Star Citizen now, though I originally thought that they were. I was you know, amazed people were paying $100 for things and stuff like that, but some of those other things in Star Citizen, I mean, $500, $600 and stuff like that is, I mean, I still can't fathom that amount. So, back to the game. I'm in a completely overpowered ship, but why not? I've been steadily training, and so I've got a stabber, and I like the drones that I can use, and then it's also got guns and missiles, so it's kind of like a do-all ship, which is pretty cool, and I have been enjoying it. I am looking forward to the level 2 missions. I really truly wish that I could get to those. It just seems to be taking forever. I'm already got 5 full points of loyalty with the level 1 person, and I'm not entirely sure when I will get a chance to do the level 2s. I would have thought I would have been there by now, but the last time I checked with the level 2 people, my standing with them was still under 1 full point with the level 2 person, so it's obviously going to be longer. Though I really have no idea how long I'm completely over the level 1 missions, even with my little, was it the Thrasher? No, it wasn't the Thrasher. That was the second ship. The, oh, now I'm going to have to go look for it because it'll just drive me nuts. My first ship was the Rifter, and little noob ship, and you know, that was pretty easy. And then I upgraded to the Thrasher, which had missiles, and you know, that was fun, the destroyer. But now I'm in the cruiser, and I am more than ready though to go ahead and get to the level 2 missions. So what is your take? Feel free to hop in chat, say hi. What is your take on the whole crowd sourcing thing? What do you think about it? Love to hear your thoughts on Star Citizen, any of that. So what do you think about that? No thoughts, huh? Alright, well, I'll just keep going on anyway. I just wonder, you know, personally, how much. I have no idea if that's my internet. Huh. Alright, technical difficulties. Alright, I'm going to put you back on the wait screen for right now while I get logged back in. I wonder if Eve is down. That would really kind of suck for my stream tonight, because then that would mean I just have to talk. And I am definitely not a talk show host. Or at least definitely not prepared to talk about things for 2 hours, at least not by myself. Was really hoping that people would be interested in this, but it looks like I might be able to get back in. So, logging back in now. I don't think my ship's going to be dead from that tiny little ship, but you never know. Alright. So, he is not even here. Let me... Oh, I'm not back into it. Let me bring you back. Sorry about that. The game crashed. And, well, didn't crash, it shut down. So, let's try this again. Gonna pop out my drones, get a little drone love going on. I'm a big fan of drones. You know, not that I'm cheap, but sometimes I am cheap. And, let's see. Just making sure my streams are still going. Yep, okay. Twitch is showing me offline, but I'm watching it being viewed, so... Wow! That was the only thing I had to do here? Was kill that guy? Alrighty. Don't know if that's good or bad, but that was pretty darn simple. So, let's set our destination. And let's head back.
Drive active.
So, See if up. Okay, there we go. Showing that I'm back on. As far as I could tell, my stream never actually officially shut off. The game shut down. I had a socket error. But I am still running just fine. Living the high life and high sec on my alt. Gives me something a little bit different. Oh, got a new viewer. How are you doing tonight? Hey, Sirius, what's up, bud? Good to see you back. How are you doing tonight? I was talking about the whole thing going on with Star Citizen and their ship that looks just like the Venture, which, you know, totally got me thinking about Star Citizen. I was an alpha. I was approved for alpha way back in the day, 2012, 2013. I don't know. It was a while ago, and it was just crazy because I got approved for the alpha. I went ahead and downloaded and installed it and everything, and was all excited about playing it. Logged in. The graphics look cool. I'm running around a starport, and I find where the hangar's at. I go into the hangar, and, you know, can't wait to see what my starter ship was going to be. And whoa, no starter ship. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. So I started checking all kinds of tabs and buttons and options, figuring somewhere it's got to be somewhere. Maybe it's packed up. Maybe it's being stored. Maybe I've got to go talk to somebody. Couldn't find anything in game. So I go out and tab out, and I go ahead and check online, and lo and behold, in order to play the alpha and try flying, because this was the first one where you could actually fly. They had previous ones where you could run around the station, but this was the first one where you were actually going to get to take a ship out and fly it. And they only had you know, 2 or 3 ships available, and you had to buy a ship. Actually, I think it was 5, and the cheapest ship, the absolute bare bones starter ship, was $20. And you know, not that I'm cheap, but I can be, but I'm just like, I am not paying $20 at all to go and alpha test a game where I got, you know, got to buy a ship. What happens if it explodes? Do I have to buy another ship? You know, do I get it back? And so I said, screw that. And I've never logged in since then. After this whole thing with the Vulture and the Venture, when I went and looked at the ship prices, I was just like, whoa. I couldn't believe it. That got me thinking about the whole crowdsource funding and everything else. And, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's some games out there that are legitimate, but how do you know, you know, when all these people get excited about a game and donate money, are you going to get your money's worth out of it? You know, are they pocketing any of this money? You know, what are they doing with it? If they raise, you know, $10 million, are they actually going to put all $10 million into the game, you know, and then marketing and stuff? Or what happens? What happens if they only use $3 million of it, and then they put the game out and they've only used $3 million of the crowdfunding? What happens to that other $7 million? You know, does it just stay for the game for extra costs? Do they go ahead and you know, give it out as bonuses? I mean, you know, it really makes me wonder. And then you look at Star Citizen. I looked at it, and as of like January of 2018, between crowdfunding and their store and everything, they've brought in $177 million. $177 million. And there is no way that they could have, you know, come close to putting that into the game. And then they're hiring people that are kind of more or less stealing ship ideas. I was reading an article. Now, granted, you know, I didn't check sources, and I have no clue how legit it is. You know, it came from a pretty good gaming site, but you know, they do articles and stuff. But they were saying that that the artist that did this, you know, has been known to do this kind of thing. You know, he's kind of a lazy person, and instead of coming up with new things on his own, he does a lot of pasting things together and stuff. And no, I'm not an artist. I have no clue, you know, what goes into it. I'm not a real creative person, but you know, I mean, I don't see how that anybody can even try to justify that they came up with that. Oh, son of a... I am so horrible at that. I got so excited on the last one. I left my drones. I do that all the time. I can't... They really need to have something that, you know, like charge you some, you know, credits or something. But just bring your drones back. I mean, I'd pay for the drones all over again, same price, as long as I didn't have to fly over somewhere and get them. Man, I hate when I do that. I am such a noob. Oh, he just blew up the blue guy. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if he was supposed to do that. Oh, man. So what have you been up to? Defend our miner from the pirate. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job on that. I got credit for it, though. Maybe I wasn't supposed to, so... I don't see anything that I'm supposed to loot. I'm gonna go over here and loot this guy just to make sure that I wasn't supposed to, like, grab something. It's showing green, but... So, yeah, I spent good portion of this morning looking things up on different games and crowdfunding. I'm a founder, that's my title or something like that, for Richard Garriott's Shroud of the Avatar, and that one was really disappointing. I'm glad I only spent $35 on that. I figured when I donated the $35, because you get you don't have to buy the game when you're part of the Kickstarter, you get to keep the game, and you don't have to go out and purchase it. So I'm like, well, you know, I figure most new games are going to go $49.99 to start. Worst case, it would be $19.99. So I didn't figure it was a big deal to go ahead and kick in the $35 donation that I did. So I did that. But that game wasn't anything. Nope, just rockets. Alright. So head on back, but that wasn't. And oh, I almost left my drones again. Good God! Oh, I gotta find some new ones too. I am just. I'd leave my head if it wasn't attached in this game. So let's see here. Jumps one. Wish I could fit more than 5 in there. So, anyway, I was looking up stuff this morning on Kickstarter and those games, and I mean, I couldn't believe it. $177 million. And, I mean, first of all, I mean, in some ways, Kickstarter is kind of cool. So let's say there's a really cool game you hear about, and you're all excited about it and everything, and, you know, then something happens and some game company doesn't want to pick it up, or they cancel it while it's in the middle of production, and you're all bummed, because I know that's happened to me in the past. I'm a big fan of Ultima. I played Ultima Online from 2000, and every once in a while I still log in. So I was really excited way back in like 2003 when they were talking about a new Ultima and with updated graphics and everything, and they were showing all kinds of videos of it, and it looked awesome, and then they just up and canceled it. It never even got into alpha testing, and so I was really bummed. So I mean, in some ways Kickstarter's kind of cool because people can take those ideas and they can get it off the ground without having to worry about a larger company backing them and pulling the strings on it, because if there's enough players interest and support, they can get the game done and get it out there. But I don't know, somewhere it seems like there needs to be some limits, because I know that game's been going for, supposed to be released in 2014, and now we're here in 2018. It started in 11 or 12, something like that, and it's still, it hasn't even hit beta. So what about all this money that people are putting into this game? There was one guy, I think it was California, that I was reading about today. I want to say it's 2016. He was upset. He had spent almost $3,000 on the game, and I guess they made a bunch of changes from 2014 to 2016 that he did not like, and so he went and contacted them about getting his money back, and of course, they're like, no. And he sent him another letter. First one, I guess they responded pretty nice, but politely said, hey, look, you volunteered to help pay for the game, and that money's already been used, and we can't just go and pay back everybody that's paid money just because the game isn't the exact direction that they wanted it to. So I can kind of understand that, but then he went to the courts, and apparently they agreed with him, and it was relatively quick. After going to the courts, he got his money back. He got $900 back through Kickstarter, and the rest through PayPal. I guess that's how he paid for it, was Kickstarter and PayPal. My guess is the in-game purchases, I think it was $900 through Kickstarter, which, man, that is a hell of a lot of money to donate. I guess if you got the money, why not? But that's still a lot of money to put into a game. And then I guess another $1,600, $1,700 into in-game purchases. But the courts agreed with him and gave him that money back. And I don't know, $177 million. What are they doing with that money? How can they justify that? I really think that if you're gonna run a Kickstarter, that maybe they already have something. This is one thing I didn't look up today, but I really think they need to have some kind of open financials that people can see where that money is going to, because $177 million and you don't have a finished product. And I don't even know if they've announced. I know they did something at E3, but I didn't see it, so I don't even know. Did they announce a date yet? Because I guess they not only do they have Star Citizen now, but they got another game to go with it, so they're working on both of them, and neither one of them are ready to go. I would be really upset if I'm putting money into this and, where's that money going to? What's going on? Banadine. So, I gotta steal the Banadine from the pirate's jet can. Alrighty. But this just, I don't know. It really makes me leery to kind of do any kind of crowdfunding. I know Shroud of the Avatar by Garriott. I started to talk about that, but I never finished up. I think they took in almost $2 million in crowdsource funding. I know they had said that they needed, I can't remember if it was 300,000 or 500,000 to get the game started. That was their original goal, and it, you know, all the people that were into Ultima Online and the Ultima series, they were, you know, they were just so excited that he was involved, and, you know, so I mean the crowdsourcing way surpassed the goal. And from what I was looking up today, I think it's either $10 million or $12 million total that he's, you know, I say he, but the game has raised between Kickstarter, which was just under $2 million, and then their store and game. You know, that's incredible. But I mean, the game is out. It was started fairly close to the same time Star Citizen was. I don't know which one was first. I heard about Shroud of the Avatar first, but I don't know which one actually started. Excuse me. But $12 million, I mean, I can see a good portion of that being used and, you know, stuff like that. The game to me isn't anywhere what I thought it was going to be, and I think I've logged in a few times during the beta and logged in once or twice since it went live. But it has two portions. One is a kind of like a private server. You can play single player, and then there's also a MMO type where you can, you know, do things with other players. And I haven't tried the single player. Maybe I should do that sometime. I don't know. Maybe I'll stream it sometime. But I just couldn't get into it. I wasn't a fan of that. But this whole thing with Star Citizen is just, you know, really put a bad taste in my mouth. And I honestly think if you're, you know, chosen to alpha test something too, they shouldn't be allowed to make you pay, you know, to test. You know, you should be able to test it without having to buy a ship. And that also makes me wonder about what are they planning on doing with apparently I've been, you know, originally everybody's thinking that, you know, you have to buy the ships if you want them, and from what I was reading, no, you can get them in game. Now I don't think anywhere near even part of them have been released yet since it's still alpha, but supposedly they're all ships that you can actually get in game, and, you know, you buy them up front, but I mean those prices are ridiculous. I mean, I couldn't justify, you know, oh yeah, I want to be a Titan pilot. I'd love to have a Titan, but, you know, even for a Titan, I'm not going to spend $500 of, you know, my hard-earned money to fly a Titan. And, you know, I'm not going to, even if I got the skill injectors to inject myself into a Titan, there's no way I could justify paying $500 to do that. Even if, you know, you got blown up and you kept the ship, even if it just magically reappeared in your hangar, I still couldn't justify. And I'm not talking just to my wife, but, you know, I can't justify it to myself. I am not going to put that kind of money into something in the game. You know, I can't say I haven't bought Plex, but I haven't bought much of it. I think I spent $40 on Plex. No, because the first time it was on sale for $15, and then the second time Well, all the other times I've gotten Plex, it was through their packages, and the packages were half price. I got one last year that came with 500 Plex and like 1 month or 2 months game time. I can't remember what it was. And then I did, for 2 of my accounts, I did that one through the gives you 1100 Plex, and it gives you the skill extractors, the multiple training certificates, blah blah blah, plus 3 months game time. I mean, to me that was worth it. For the $49.99 that I spent on it, you know, that was worth it, because I'm gonna spend, it's $15.99 a month, so you know that's $48 for 3 months, and I got 3 months of game time on it for $49.99. So you know, I paid $1 more for the game time. Then I've got 1100 Plex. I've got 2 multiple character training certificates. I've got 5 skill extractors. I got a couple skins, some clothes. You know, I mean, I don't really care as much about the clothes. The skins are nice, I guess. But the main thing was the multiple character training and the Plex, you know. But I'm not about to put a whole lot more money in other than, you know, subscription. And, you know, someday I hope to be able to Plex once I get my work and stuff. But, you know, be able to purchase the Plex in-game as opposed to paying for it. But, you know, I'll be damned if I'm going to spend, you know, that kind of money, even $120 on a ship. I mean, that's nuts. So, you're being awfully quiet tonight. Am I just rambling on too much, or what? I get that way sometimes. Sometimes I ramble way too much. Okay, good. I have no idea what it's like to just hear me ramble. You know, of course I like hearing myself talk, so I don't mind it. But you know, I don't know what other people think. You know, somebody might be going, "Oh my God, will this guy just shut up and play the game?" So let's see here. I really should be reading these a little bit, so I kind of know what I'm doing. So need to go there. Wait near the jump gate for the pirate scout to come through and eliminate him. Alright. So now I am an assassination guy. What is that called? I can't think of it. Oh my God. Hitman. Assassin. Yeah, that's it. Oh, it definitely is. I just don't know if I'm talking too much and not letting people chime in or not. I've already got that set. So, it's definitely important. Nobody wants to just sit and watch you play, because, you know, you can do that at a friend's house or whatever. But, you know, I'm still new to it. I don't get a whole lot of followers, or viewers, I should say. And some nights I'll have 3 or 4 people watching, but nobody's saying a word. And so I just kind of ramble. And I wasn't sure if I was doing that again, or, you know, didn't want you to feel like you couldn't interrupt me. So, oh, I got your friend request, and I don't remember if I'll have to double check. Actually, I don't think I did, because I noticed it and then I had to log out right away. So after the stream, I'll go ahead. I don't know if you want people seeing your character name on the stream, so I'll go ahead and add you if I haven't already. I think I did, but I don't remember now to be sure. Alright. So, now I gotta go hang out at a gate and wait for somebody. So I don't know if I feel more like a pimp or a prostitute. Just hanging out waiting. Because I am getting paid. I guess kind of both. But yeah, sometimes I get all wired about things, and that whole thing with all that money, because I haven't checked up on Star Citizen. I mean, it's been at least 2 years, I think, since I even went and looked at their site or anything else. Come on, I want to orbit it. Oh, that's... Oh, alright. There we go. Somehow I was clicking through to something else out there and it wouldn't let me orbit. I did it again! Oh man, I just keep leaving my drones. I'm making somebody happy with all the drones I'm buying. I don't know if you're out in the, I don't even know, Hymatar region, and you're going to find a ton of warriors because I keep warping off without them. Doing too much talking, not enough paying attention. But nah, I was doing this before I was streaming too, so. But sometimes when I get on something that just totally just fires me up, I just kind of go on and on about it. My wife is nice enough though sometimes to tell me, ah, shut up already. Aren't you done with that? She didn't quite say it like that, but it's the general gist of it. Oh. Let me remember to bring my drones back in. So, I am so ready for level 2 because these are just so boring. Alright, I'm in the right area. I'm gonna go check them out again. Gonna go see if I can do anything. I'm already like level 5 with the level 1 guy. You know, my reputation is 5.0 or higher. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to come back and start the level 2 missions, because man, these are just so easy that they're really just kind of boring. I mean, even if I had my little frigate, there would still be no nothing to worry about. Does aside from the probe, is there any drone frigates? Or is the probe a destroyer? I don't remember now. Can't remember if there's any drone frigates. But I don't want to buy another ship anyway. Nope. Still can't do it. I am 0.6. I mean, this is just nuts. And I don't know if there's somebody else that I can go to that is part of the transstellar shipping. There's another level 2, but very slowly going up. Extremely slow. So, back to level 1. Don't you love when you go to bed late and then somebody wakes you up way early? Today was a day off, so I don't think I went to bed till like 4 last night. I guess this morning. And my brother calls at 8:30 in the morning, wakes me up. And I'm one of those people that once I'm awake, I can't, that's true. No. Once I'm awake, I can't go back to sleep. I'm up. And, so he wakes me up. Corporation calendar, fleet channels. No, it's not going to be in there. So he wakes me up this morning, and I mean, I was wired this morning after he woke me up. My daughters were laughing at me They're going, oh my gosh, have you been into the sugar or something? And I'm like, no. And then my one daughter's like, no, you didn't get any sleep. And I'm like, how'd you know? And she's like, because you always get wired when you don't have any sleep. And now it's catching up with me. I have the yawns. Something fierce. Ah, whew. Thought I left my drones again. Oh wait, don't leave. I might be able to buy drones here. Don't go anywhere yet. Yep. You know, I'm gonna buy 13 of them. Then I'm gonna put the rest of them in my cargo hold. That way when I fly off and leave them, I'll be able to just dock and pull some out of my cargo and drop them into the drone bay. So I honestly think you should be able to move them from your cargo bay to your drone bay. I think that's kind of silly that you can't. Hey now, wait a minute. Are they not here? Did I go to the wrong one? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Hey, you get wired too with the sleeping? Oh man, I forgot to turn my camera on again tonight. Man. Though I did get started on time tonight. And then, man, something really weird happened. I wasn't even 15 minutes into the stream when my game shut down. All of a sudden I'm trying to orbit and my ship's not going anywhere. I'm trying to target somebody, can't target them. And I'm like, uh-oh, that's not good. And then all of a sudden the game shut down. And I wasn't sure if it was just Eve or if it was my whole internet. I'm like, wouldn't that be something? I wouldn't even be able to get on to tell people that I lost power or lost internet and couldn't stream. But fortunately it was just a game and I was able to get right back into it, though, to be honest. I probably could talk for 2 hours and not even play the game. I don't know if it'd be interesting or not, but I could probably go on for 2 hours on the whole Kickstarter thing. And I'm really surprised that, I mean, I know it's just one model, and maybe they're just not announcing that they're going to go after him, but I would think you'd have to. I mean, if they're going to charge $120 per ship, you would think that, you know, Eve would want some of that money. Because, I mean, those ships are too close for it just to be a coincidence. So, do that. Will those fit into there? Oh yeah, plenty of room. Alright. Maybe I should have come over here and maybe I should have been doing the brew tour once instead of the transstellar shipping. So, how's the rest of you guys doing tonight? There's awfully quiet tonight. Feel free, don't be shy, jump into chat. Share your opinions, ask me questions. Don't be shy, tell me if I'm bad, tell me I'm bad. You know, I'm new, I'm learning, so that's not gonna bother me any. I'd rather know, you know, what I'm doing wrong than just have people not tell me anything and look horrible. So that's kind of cool. Not sure if the camo works, but it's kind of cool. You know, the universe in Eve, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, the amount of work that they put into this. I mean, I know it's a 15-year-old game, and, you know, I'm sure that if they were to scrap the whole thing today and, you know, put all new graphics and hardware and everything into it, you know, it would be better. But I mean, still, I mean, this is just, I mean, it's incredible. I think it's one of the things I like about this game the most is just, you know, taking everything in and looking at it. It is wild. Well, I don't know. Should I keep doing this, or should I do the Sisters of, I think it's Sisters of Eden. I don't think it's Sisters of Eve, but they've got that whole quest line. I started it one time, but I never got very far into it. So what do you think? Should I continue to do this and just pray that someday I'll be able to go ahead and do the level 2 missions, or should I just scrap this and go do some Sisters of Eden? Though I don't know if really they're any harder or not, so it might be the same exact stuff. I know the first 10 were pretty simple. Alright, take out the pirate fleet support frigates, ignore all other ships. Alright, so just the fleet support frigates. Alright, good. I really, truly have a issue with my short-term memory, and so I'm glad I don't have to do a bunch of jumps before doing this, because I'd probably forget and take out other ships, and I don't know if that'll screw up my mission or not. Oh, excuse me. I thought about trying to take a nap before the stream, but I'm like, oh no. I'm one of those people that, like, once I lay down and, you know, try to take a nap, I nap hard. It's hard for me to wake back up. A lot of times I'll just take a nap in my computer chair, because that way I can't get too comfortable, and, you know, I usually wake up in 30-40 minutes and feel a bit refreshed. If I were to lay down, I'd have been out for a few hours. I probably would have slept right through when I was supposed to stream. And that's one thing that I really want to make sure that I'm doing, is keeping that streaming schedule down. And whoa! Alright. I wanted more interesting. So I need the frigates. That was support frigates, right? Yeah, better. Read. Fleet support frigates. Ignore all other ships. So, which are considered the support frigates? So first of all, let's start orbiting this bad boy at 15. So officers, pirates. Let's put these in name order. Huh. So people are dying somehow. Not quite sure how. Mercenary rookie. DED soldiers. You know, I really don't know what the support frigates are supposed to be. I'm guessing I'm just supposed... I don't know, they're taking everything out. Alright, I'm just going to take these little guys out. They're the only things left, so it must be them. Let me launch my drones that I'm going to leave. Don't. This should be a nice, quick, and easy mission. Yep. Apparently that's all I was supposed to do. Alright, I got all excited. I saw those red ships and everything, and I'm like, yeah! Finally gonna get to blow some stuff up, but no. Wasn't meant to be. Was not meant to be. So have you been playing much? What have you been doing in game? These lined up a little bit better. There we go. For the planetary interaction. Yeah, before I switched alliances and corporations, I had a nice little one going. It wasn't too big, but I really probably need to get going on that again. Get that up and running, because it's pretty simple, you know, there's not much to it. Spend about half an hour, 15 minutes, half an hour getting everything done for the day, and you know, then just let it run. Kinda your own little farm, per se. So, oh, I started to. Let me... Agents. So... Alright, she... Oh, okay, cool. Alright, so she's level 2. And everybody else in here is level 1. So are these all transstellar? Yep. So that's good. At least I don't have to jump out there. Let's see. 0.6! Pretty sure that's what I was at before. Storyline. So they don't have anything for me. They offered me stuff. That's the one thing that, you know, really kind of drives me nuts about these mission things, is you have no idea how long. I mean, I guess was it every 16 missions you get a storyline mission, and I haven't had a second storyline mission yet, so I guess I should be coming up on that. Maybe after that they'll want to talk to me, because I know actually when I first looked into it, the storyline person here was a level 2, because it was her and her were both level 2 at the same spot. Alright, so I need to go there. I need to eliminate the disgruntled ex-employees, and I get a whopping 68,000 credits. Woohoo! I'm gonna be rich. Gonna be rich, gonna be rich, gonna be rich. It's a good thing I have an alt who can farm out money to this guy, because man, I wouldn't have been able to buy the ships that I've got without it. I would have been able to buy that first frigate, but that probably... I don't think I could have afforded the destroyer. Possibly, but I don't think so. And that frigate just... I couldn't really do a whole lot. Though it did have drone bays, and I never tried it with the drones, because at that time I couldn't use the drones yet. Didn't have the training done, so it might have been... Well, I know it would have been better with the drones, but I don't know if it would have been good enough. I know for one of the missions it took me forever to kill my target. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do it. Alright. We are going to warp over, and we are going to take care of the disgruntled pilots. Now I went from an assassin to an enforcer, But I guess kind of an assassin again, too. Kind of both, I guess. I don't know. It's a pretty shady corporation. That's for sure. Alright, maybe this will be something semi-interesting. Got a Stargate. Or not a Stargate, but a Warp Gate. Acceleration Gate. So maybe it'll be a little bit challenging. Oh wow, that drink is getting watered down. Woo! I hate watered down drinks. Alright, so... Oh, that's right, I don't have them at a distance anymore. That's right. Alright, so... let's orbit this bad boy at 15. Let's put out our drones. How did my auto cannons miss? Wow. Alright. He must be moving too fast for my tracking. So... there we go. Turn off my rockets, because they are too far out. I can't wait for my rockets to get farther, though. I'm guessing because it's a Thrasher. Maybe it's got something to do with the turrets or the hard points. I know my Thrasher had a longer distance on my missiles. Alright, put these bad boys back. Set my destination and go, go, go. Another one down. Bad thing is, you know, even the anomaly sites are just way, way, way too easy. There's just nothing to them. So how's the wormhole tonight? Is it quiet? What's been going on in your wormhole? Hey, how are you doing, Divine? Hey, feel free to jump in. I've been talking about them because, I mean, I feel like the whole thing is, you know, a scam. You know, we were talking about that earlier, just how legit are most of the Kickstarter campaigns. You know, I don't know, I should have looked into it. I didn't think about it at the time earlier, but you know, do they have to show where that money's going? Because they collected $177 million for that game. $177 million between in-game sales and Kickstarter and all that. And, you know, they should at least have to show where the Kickstarter money went to. And while you're here, Divine, feel free to hit that follow button. I'm getting really close to my first goal of 10 followers for this month. I'm just starting to build my channel and can definitely use all the help I can get. So what do you think about the whole Star Citizen thing? Are you here to talk more about their we're pretty much stealing the spaceship design, or more about the whole crowdfunding thing? special ship restrictions. Your stabber will not be able to access it. Alright, so... Oh, I don't want the Rifter, I want my Thrasher. Because my Rifter... Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get my... Don't be shy, feel free. Say something in chat. Don't be shy at all. That's what chat's there for. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. You want to believe in the game itself, or more about the, you know, Kickstarter that most of these companies are hopefully legitimately using that money and stuff, because, you know, Star Citizen, yeah, it sure seems like it. They've made $177 million between the, and that was from January of this year, but $177 million, and the game's been postponed. It was originally supposed to be released in 2014. So what have they, you know, what have they been doing? And it wasn't a Thrasher, it was a Talwar. That's it. So really makes me wonder. And then I'm just kind of shocked by how many of their players are still supporting them and still spending, you know, hundreds of dollars on these ships. Now I don't know. I was an alpha tester, and as soon as I found out that I was going to have to buy a ship to test it, I was out. You know, I wasn't paying $20 to help them test their game. To me, that's nuts. So I didn't do it. Supposedly, these ships are available, and you can actually get them in the game, so you don't have to buy them. But, you know, still, I mean, people are spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on these things. And, you know, I don't know, me personally, I can't justify that kind of money, and especially in a game that's been postponed so long. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, just imagine, like, I was talking earlier about a guy who he had spent $3,000. I think he was from California. He spent $3,000. The aspects of the game that he liked had changed, so he asked for his money back. They refused. He went to the courts and basically forced their hand, and they went ahead and refunded his money. And imagine sinking $3,000 into the game and then it never makes it off the ground. I mean, I have no idea. I haven't seen anything on a even possible release date. So, you know, there's just no way to tell, you know, this money that you're putting in, are you going to get anything out of it? I mean, you know, granted, any game, you know, all my subscription fees, you know, yeah, they've gone to pay for the game, but, you know, still in a way it's wasted money. You know, it's $16 a month. It adds up. But imagine spending thousands of dollars for in-game items, and then that game goes belly up. You know, even if the game ran $20 or 20 years, would those thousands of dollars, would it, you know, be worth it? I guess some people might say yeah, especially if they've got money to burn. But for the average player, you know, so many things are turning into pay to win. And I mean, me personally, I'm just kind of getting tired of a lot of that. You know, pay the subscription, play the game. If it's going to be free to play, you know, yeah, you can buy some things in game to help you know, fund the game, but just don't make them things that, you know, can actually cause unfair advantages. You know, Shroud of the Avatar is another crowdsourced game. They raised $2 million, but I think that chances are, you know, that's not an incredible amount of money, and they probably used that. That just went live this year, or was it last year? I don't remember now, but you know, that's not huge, and I guess they've made about $12 million altogether between in-game sales and the Kickstarter. Now, granted, you know, that's 100% free to play, and most of their store items, as far as I know, are decorative. You know, you can buy a castle, you can buy a huge house, you can buy furniture and things like that. So at least that one's not paying to win. But I don't know. I just spending all that money for things in game, you know, I guess to each their own. Everybody feels that you know, certain things aren't worth it. I know I've had friends tell me that I'm crazy to spend subscriptions on games. I know the first time, way back in 2000, first time I heard about Ultima Online, my friends telling me about it, and I'm like, you know, screw that. I'm not paying, you know, at that time it was $10 a month, $9.99. I'm not paying $10 a month to play a game that I've already paid for. You know, I'll just keep buying console games and, you know, computer games, and I'll play them and I'll go on to the next one. And, you know, it was easier said than done, because I started watching him play and I'm like, oh, alright, you know, I might have to actually give this thing a shot. But, you know, everybody is a little bit different on what's worth it to them. But, man, I don't know. Aside from some Plex that I bought in this game, I haven't bought much, and, you know, I try just to do the subscription only. You know, I'm waiting on an NID. It would be pretty easy to buy a bunch of Plex and finish skill training, you know, use an injector, but I just can't put that money in there. And but to each their own. But I think that Star Citizen is crazy. $500, you get like 3 or 4 ships and skins, and, you know, it's just crazy. I was looking for my drones. I don't have them. To an extent, yeah, okay, you know, I can kind of understand that too. You know, you want to support the game, but, like, take the ship, that Vulture. I mean, that one is almost identical to EVE Online's Venture, and the Venture's been out since 2012, so it's obvious, you know, that EVE didn't do it. But, you know, is that $120 for that ship? I mean, I don't know. That's an awful lot of money, and I know you're helping support it, but you know, that's crazy. And I was looking into it, and there was a pack of like 5 ships, or was it just skins for ships? I don't ever remember. But I mean, it was just an insane amount of money, and, you know, yeah, you know, it's true. I don't know. And if the game was live and going, maybe I could see putting some money into it, you know, more than the subscription and stuff. But paying that kind of money, and it's in an alpha stage and 4 years beyond the original release date, you know, and I don't know how playable the game is. I honestly don't. Like I said, it was back in, I don't know, 2013, 2014, something like that, that I logged in and tried to play it before I found out that I was going to have to buy a ship. But maybe it's really playable. I don't know. But I'd have, you know, just hate to put in that money. Huh. Okay, well, that's kind of cool. I didn't know you could do piracy and stuff. So, what happens to these ships? I mean, so, you know, you spend $120. Now in EVE, you know, when you get blown up, you know, you get blown up, your ship is done. There's no, you might be able to loot a couple things out of it if you can get back to it, but overall, your ship is gone. You know, you've got to buy a new one, you got to replace it. So what happens with the ones there? That's the thing. If I'm going to spend, you know, a bunch of money on a ship, I sure as hell don't want to lose it. You know? Even if it is available in game, you know, I don't want to pay real cash and lose the ship. I guess bare minimum, I'd want to, you know, I don't know if they've got blueprint copies in Star Citizen, but I'd want something where I can at least craft it again. I know they've got, do they have mining in Star Citizen? From reading, that's a lot of what I keep hearing is the mixed signals, and I know there's a lot of frustrated people out there that have put money into the game, and they're very frustrated with the lack of direction and everything that the game has gone in. And you know, I'll tell you, when the crowdsourcing first came out, you know, I'm like, oh wow, this is awesome. You know, you're not dependent on a major game title to decide that they don't think there's enough interest in the game and cancel it, because as long as people are willing to put in the money, then, you know, the game will probably go on and actually get produced. But never did I think that, you know, a game would go, you know, this long and still be in an alpha, especially with the amount of money that's been just, you know, put into it. Oh, this is going to take a while. Why wouldn't they let me take my cruiser in here? I need my drones. Oh, crud. I hope I got enough missiles. Yeah, when I was reading about that guy that asked for his money back, that was his thing, was that in 2016 the game had changed so much from what it originally was supposed to have been that I'm using missiles. It's a fairly new character. It's an alpha character, and I've got low skills. I'm using light missiles. Where's my missile skills? Sorry, I've got a third-party chat box so I can see what everybody's saying, so I don't have to keep flipping or try to read two different screens. What am I looking for? Gunnery. Nope, missiles. Yeah, I've got... There's so many things I got to put time into, and these guys, they learn so quick, or slow, with alphas. But yeah, I'm using missiles. You know, to be honest, I don't know if I've ever used rockets. You know, I've got a couple of mega characters, and I used heavies for a little while, but it seems like most of the ships that I fly in fleet, the Ferox and the Hurricane, they take the light missiles, and so I've got those pretty good. I don't have anybody that I haven't referred this account to mine, because I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with this account. I was bored and decided to just start skilling up a character just in case I ever wanted to start another account. So originally, it's about 2 months ago, I made him, and I just log into him every few days and throw on skills. And then I was getting ready to stream earlier in the week, and I'm like, what am I going to do? What do I want to do? And I'm like, you know what? Let me pull out that alpha and let me go finish up his newbie missions and stuff like that, and let me see, you know, what he can do. And because right now I've got one character that's about 10-12 days out from a carrier, and then my other character is maxing out all his skills for, you know, the smaller ships, the subcaps. What kind of sci-fi music? Alright, so am I done? I can read my details. I gotta get the armor from him, so Glad I didn't warp out. I've done that before, believe me. So, now Divine, how much game time have you done in Star Citizen? And you know, I mean, I know it's in alpha, so there's a lot of bugs and it's not smooth and stuff, but you know, minus the whole money thing, you know, what do you think of Star Citizen minus that? How does it compare? Okay. All I did was run around the little starport and run into the hangar. That was as far as I got. Because couldn't go anywhere without a ship. Wasn't about to pay the $20 for the ship. And so I didn't get any farther, and I haven't updated the game. I haven't done anything with the game since that time. I don't even know if I still have it even installed, to be honest. Wow. On a new computer, 5 minutes? Wow. I mean, even for alpha, that's still wow. You would think that their, you know, load times would be good. I'm not a developer or anything, but I would think that that would be one of the first things you would have to have set is, you know, getting into the game. That way people can get in. Imagine a bunch of people trying to get in at the same time. I'm sure that 5 minutes takes even longer. And got stuck in the station. Wow. I would almost think that they would need to have a automatic eject isn't the word I'm looking for, but basically they automatically put you out of the hangar. I wouldn't think that they would make people fly out, but I guess if they want you to have the whole, you know, feel for ships, I guess you could, but I would think that they would just kind of, you'd hit, you know, start up or whatever, and they'd automatically put you out of the hangar and into the air. Now, did it blow up because you were crashing around, or did it blow up for another reason? I'm going to check and see if I can do the level 2 missions yet. Ah, not yet. What is my... Well, I'm at 0.7, so I'm slowly moving up. I sure hope I don't have to get that up to 0.2, or 2 points, because, man, that'll take forever. Ah, collision damage, okay. So you got... Oh, wow, yeah, that's a pretty big bug if you were outside of the station, but you got stuck inside. So, yeah, it sounds like you kind of somehow fell through it or something. Yeah, that would kind of make it unplayable. Definitely. Alright, before I forget... Okay, I already got back into my stabber. I'm just waiting for this guy to say he's got no more missions for me. I noticed that all the missions now are pretty cheap on rewards and reward points. And I did this one other time, and I sure don't remember it taking this long. But then again, it was 2 years ago, so maybe they've changed it some. But it seems like it's taken way, way long to get to my level 2 missions. Jump off the station and board a ship that was flying by, and then take it over as the pilot disembarked to it. Huh. Yeah, this sounds pretty wild. Now, did they force the person out? I mean, you know, hopefully they were kind of friends, because that would really, really suck to lose a ship because somebody could jump off a building and jump in. Oh wow! Now that would make it for me. I don't know if I'd like that. I would think that that would be something that you would have to be in party with and like approve them or something to get in your ship. Now, when they got out to look at the wreckage, was that person able to, you know, actually steal the ship and take off with it? I would think that there'd be some way for the owner to be able to get it back. Man, I can't. Now it makes me even think even more about purchasing ships. Imagine paying $120 for your Venture lookalike and somebody steals it. You didn't know they were in there with you. They take off with your ship and it's gone and you spent 120 bucks on it. You know, it's just wow. Once the owner restarted the game, they have the ship. Okay, at least that's good, but I would hate to have to, you know, restart my ship or my game because somebody decided to be a tool and steal my ship. Eliminate the pirate campers. Alright. I don't know. That just whole game sounds kind of shady. You don't know if that was intended or not. Maybe that's a bug that they didn't think about, but yeah, for stealing ships like that, because in EVE you got to wait for somebody to get out, and it's very rare that somebody actually gets out of their ship for you to steal it. But man, yeah, I could see all kinds of people. So you could steal ships, all kinds of people doing that. Alright. Get my guns going. Get my rockets going on that one. Wow. They've got to be new players then. Because, what is he? Well, nah, I don't want to advertise it, but oh yeah, I heard on Xenocron's stream how to do that. So yeah, I don't want to be advertising that, but I don't know, there's some gullible people. But then again, they've got to be new, so I mean, these freighters that are being stolen, they can't be worth much. Be surprised how many of these newer players find out how to plex and plex their counts and skill goo them. I've seen some new players while I've been out here, you know. Now granted, some of them may be alts, you know, like my main characters have fed this guy here, or I wouldn't be flying the stabber, but you know, I didn't throw any skills on him, but it's crazy some of the things I've seen people flying down here. But even 100 mil, you know, I don't know what the basic jump freighters are, but actually, well, you'd have to be Omega, but in order to fly the bigger ones, but still, that's true. That is true. And the bad thing is, though, and I really don't think that, you know, just because you can scam a new person, I don't think you should. I know that EVE is all about, you know, kind of playing how you want to play, but You know, how many newer players get scammed like that and decide to quit because somebody was messing with them in the, you know, the rookie areas, the new player areas. I just, you know, I don't think you should be messing with the new players. Wait till they learn some about the game and, you know, decide that they like the game before you start messing with them. I know there's some Care Bears out there that first time they get ganked in high sec or whatever, they quit, but at least give them a chance to like the game before you do something. I know ganking is. I wasn't sure about scamming. Alright. This is one thing they need to up. Oh my gosh, I am so ready for the level 2. And I'm not even making enough money to really make it worthwhile. Ooh, 90,000 of bounty. Woohoo! Yeah, I mean, when it cost me, and I've got a pretty basic fit on my stabber. Don't think I have any T2 stuff. Yeah, nothing T2, and still this thing cost me close to 20 mil. Ah, okay. I can go see the new person. I got a new storyline mission. Really? Now, I would think it would be the opposite. Now, I guess maybe they want to do the same thing to other people? I don't know. Did it say, did anybody give a reason why they would keep playing after that? Retreat if you encounter overwhelming force. Yeah, that's true. That's perfect time for one of the bigger corporations to step in and, you know, help them out too. Yeah, I couldn't imagine, not even close, I couldn't imagine just not having anything to do but mine in high sec and run these missions. I mean, in all honesty, the best thing that I did was join NullSec Corporation. You know, there's so much more to do and everything else. No. You know, there's always people, and I'm sure once you get into the level 4 and 5 missions, though, level 5 is all low sec, so it's still, you're still in danger, but alright, so I'll just go ahead and approach this rock here. But actually I'm going to approach this thing. Yeah, it's, you know, rinse and repeat. Pretty much doing the same type of thing over and over again. There's only so many they can do. But at least it's a little bit harder and, you know, a little bit more challenging. And I would imagine incursions get real old too. But I joined Eve Uni, stayed in there. I don't know, 3 or 4 months before I joined nullsec, and yeah, on those you definitely got to know what you're doing before you get there. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I was trying to click on that guy. Now, I'm tempted to try to kill that guy, but I have a feeling when I try to kill him, it'll spawn a bunch of other people. Yeah, you do. An incursion lasts about 20 minutes, and then, from what I understand, there's like an hour or two of downtime before you do it again. So definitely, you need to be a more social person to do those. Though I will say sometimes the nullsec fleets can get really boring when you can't find anybody or they keep jumping away from you. Alright, I can't get much closer than this. Yeah. Don't be that guy. Alright, so maybe this wasn't the right thing. I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to blow this guy up, so... Oh, he's no longer present. Oh, okay, so I got my credit, so let's go this way. Let's go this way so I don't get stuck on anything. And let's warp out of here. I'm kind of curious. I know I still have access to... that's what I was... Oh, there we go. Okay. I still have access to Star Citizen. Though, again, I can't do anything without a ship. But I'm kind of curious as to what's they've done in the game. Though I don't know if I'll actually go and download it and try it out or not. And I don't even know if there... Is the alpha currently open? It was funny, I was reading last night about a person who was killing incursion runners in high sec. Alright, now I got another storyline mission. So I'm really hoping that after this storyline mission, maybe then I can do level 2. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Yeah, I think it was on the Imperium that I was reading about it. They, before the fleet got there, they put 4 stealthed battleships in there and waited for the fleet to get in there and pretty much just took out all most of their logi and stuff, but there were still people warping in. I guess the FC never gave the never told them to you know, warp out, and so, you know, took out a good portion of the fleet. Cost the incursion people over 2 billion in losses, and I guess they looted quite a bit. They put an MTU out there and were sucking up all the stuff. I don't know. The way I was reading it, it sounded like some of the people were slow to warp in. I don't know if I'm losing half, if I'm getting smart bombed by a player. I'm going to take the fleet out and try to regroup before going back in. Now granted, I don't know anything about incursions, so maybe they can't go back in, I don't know, but that would be what I would think, you know, I would do. Granted, it's a lot easier to armchair quarterback than it is when you're actually sitting there and everything's going on around you and you're not expecting to have smart bombs going off on your fleet. So there's that. It's easier to say what you think you should do. I can't remember if I looked up incursion ganking or if I was just looking up high sec ganking. Yeah, they did it a few times, but that was the one time that they were really talking about. Yeah, and you got to be careful that you don't lose your ships while you're setting it up and stuff, because I guess when you warp in, it warps you in randomly, so you know you might lose your cloak when you warp in because you might end up getting too close. Oh, Divine, if you haven't had a chance, or if you want to anyway, I would love a follow. I'm trying to build up my following here. I've got a goal of trying to get 10 new followers by the end of the month. So, let's see here. Got my new mission here. 0.7, slowly getting there. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Ooh, it's a good thing I got a bigger ship. And, oh, I got to go down to a... That's only 1 over. Yeah, and it was just one person, so it definitely takes a lot longer to try to get everything into place and hope that nothing uncloaks them and all that good stuff. I am digging the Minmatar ships, I'll tell you. You know, never really used them a whole lot. But I'm actually really liking them. I remember looking at it before going, oh my god, they're ugly, they're silly looking. But now that I'm actually flying them, I kind of like them. Yeah, battleships are slow to move. Well, if you had more people, though, everybody could warp in at the same time. So, you know, it wouldn't quite take as long. But yeah, when you're doing it by yourself, and slow boating and all that, trying to keep your ship alive until you can cloak. Now, one thing that I think would make these a little bit cooler is, I know in high sec you can't bubble and stuff, but I would love to have, you know, like halfway to the station or something, somehow they pull you out of warp and attack and make you fight them. Now but if they're not in fleet together, if they weren't in fleet yet, would they all warp into the same spot? I thought it was all random. So one person might warp in where they can cloak, but another person would be too close. You know, because as long as you're not in fleet, you're not all going to land in the same spot. Oh man, I didn't even get loyalty points for this. Oh well. Yeah, if they land in that same spot. They both got to slow boat it out. Man, I'm starting to get my second wind, and I gotta go pick up my daughter soon, then head to bed. Yeah, I mean, that would be the way to do it. I've never done incursions at all, so. I think it would be a fun thing to try. I don't know if I got the patience for it, though. It would be funny, that's for sure. You know, I think tomorrow I am gonna go ahead and download Star Citizen again and log in and see if they actually have a ship and stuff. Well, that's if it's still open. I know I can still log in, but maybe they took my alpha status away since I haven't logged in a couple of years, like 5 or 6. Some games, though, from what I heard, the Kickstarter worked perfect, but then those were smaller games that didn't need millions of dollars to get started. Check and see where I'm at age and standing wise. I keep getting excited thinking I'm moving up. Okay. No. Huh. What was I looking on? There was something I was looking earlier that showed me. No. Is that like the hauling missions? I think I only did like 3 or 4 of those, so it's got, there we go. 0.8 standing now. Those were just too tedious for me. I tried the mining ones too, but the rewards were just too little for the amount. And to be honest, I think with the hauling missions, at one point it got bigger than the ship I could fly could carry or something like that. I didn't go too far in it, and I might not have had a carrier. I think I don't, not carrier, but a hauling ship. What's insane about it, like I said, I've only done like 3 or 4, because the first ones were you could run, frigates, but then there was something that I couldn't even run in a cruiser, and I was actually going to have to train into industrial to get a ship, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Oh, just the plot line. I have 3 dogs, and one of them is demanding my attention and now keeps pushing my hand off my mouse. Want me to pet her? Probably a good thing I don't have my camera on. It would look probably pretty weird because you wouldn't be able to see her. Alright. Slowly getting there. Oh, 82. Now that one's not too bad. Starts delivering small cargo, but as you go on, you have to find and collect the dolls under increasingly strange circumstances. Well, I guess it'd make it a little bit more interesting then. I used to read all of the security mission ones, but I got bored with reading them because they're all pretty much the same thing. He loses his mind. Now, that's kind of cool, though. Definitely gives it something different. Alright. Still there, Sirius? I was kind of wanting to do hauling and stuff, but there's just so many scams with the hauling contracts, and then you either gotta be able to have a couple alts with you to scout so you don't get hit, and it's just, you know, I don't have I got a couple friends that I play with, but I would hate to ask them to hold up their time to run with me, and those contracts just don't seem to make enough to make it worthwhile. Probably not a whole lot. I'm not sure how many people actually run the distribution missions. I know for the when I first started playing, well, I guess it was more when I came back. When I first started playing, I didn't do hardly any missions. But when I came back, because I played for like a month and a half, and then I had no idea what I was doing. I got bored because I was trying to train so many skills in different directions. I could never do anything. And I got bored and quit for a couple years. When I came back, I was doing the missions, and I did all of them. But since then, when I've made new characters, I've not done anything, excuse me, except for the security missions, and that's only if I was bored and felt like doing them. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and orbit. And oh wow, amazing, I still have my drones. Beginning of the stream, I kept leaving them. I think I left like 9 or 12 drones laying around, and I know I did that earlier today too. Now, my first time playing was 2014, so there were drawings on the inside, like in the space stations. Is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure what you mean by the insides of old locks, other than maybe like space stations. They had drawings on the insides. I've never broken any open, so that's something new for me. Talk about like the padlocks and stuff. I'm doing good. I remember my drones again. Fortunately, these are T1s and they're only like 3,000 a pop. At one time I was so mad I had the Navy issue Praetor drones and I left those, and those were like 3 mil a pop. Ah, okay. I have to Google that. I didn't know that they used to have things in them. That's interesting. Learn something new every day. I better look at this and make sure. I'd hate to think that I'm supposed to do something else. Destroy them all, okay. Just want to make sure this wasn't one of those ones with never-ending ones that come in and I was supposed to loot something or blow something else up. Interesting. I'm definitely going to have to look that up. I love reading about stuff like that. What's the matter? What, did it delete the link? Ah, yeah. Yeah, they have that preset, I believe. But you can message it to me. That's actually kind of a cool little storyline. I like that. Meat costume. That's one thing. It is definitely a unique game. There's no doubt about that. Oh man, that is actually kind of cool though. I like that. Like how sometimes they try to slip something in just to, I guess, see if people are reading and stuff. Did I remember? Okay, whew, I did. Afraid I left my drones again. Yeah, I forget which expansion it was. World of Warcraft actually had one where you became a quest giver. It was kind of interesting. I want to say it was for the Horde side, and it was definitely different. The guy's name was Dumas, which was a play on dumbass. Was it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's. I couldn't remember what expansion it was, but yep. Entrance to Hillspread. I thought that one was so cool, but a lot of their quests were, if you actually read them, were kind of cool. Yeah. Oh, my dogs are going nuts. I don't know if you can hear them. So they're getting ready to go out. Well, it is that time. I'm starting off a little bit lower with my streaming time. Plus, I got to get up early again tomorrow. So I am going to call it a night for the stream. I may change Friday's stream, extend that one out, but thank you for watching. If you haven't followed, please do, and I'd love to see y'all again. I don't really want to go anywhere near the new infected bears in Hillsbrad, though. I don't remember those. Did they poison you or something? Or did they have like Klingons on them or something? Yeah, that they were. Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot about those spider eggs on them. I forgot all about that. Forgot all about that. Well, I am going to end the stream. Again, thanks for watching. Breakfast. Now, is it just because it's late at night, or is it morning where you're at? Oh, thanks for the follow. 5 a.m. Okay. So we're in Europe. Well, I'm guessing Europe, but it could be somewhere else. You from Europe? I'm trying to think where else. 10 o'clock here. So that's a 7-hour time difference. I know Germany was either 6 or 7. I'm not sure about the other countries over there. I know they were all pretty close to the same time. Well, anyway, I will see you guys later. I'll be streaming on Friday night. Hope to see you Friday if you don't have anything going on. and I will catch you all later. Fly safe.